I've written scores and played encores and been awash with cheers. And I have swept the floors and worked the doors. I've sold my share of beers. I've had my trials stacking postcard piles from Flushing to the Chelsea piers. And I have hung your lights, and I have staged your fights, and even slept with puppeteers. On, off, we hear the laughter roar. On, off, we've made the blue hair snore. On, off, we've seen their faces wet with tears. On, off. That's right. On, off, I have played the whore. On, off, that's not a metaphor. On, off, these are our banner years. Practicing our lines on the train, rehearsing in the park in the rain, designing 57 cues with only 7 lights, rehearsing 13 solid weeks for a run that's only 7 nights. And every night there's been a closing night for nearly 60 years. And each and every day on off Broadway, we get 100 more premieres. Off Broadway is the largest, loudest, longest-running theater festival in the history of the world. And you are a part of it. You're the heart of it. Why, every night here, you can see a sci-fi short play, women author, lover, zombie, comic, horror, Christmas, summer, winter, 67th, avant-garde, emerging, up-and-coming, dance, apocalyptic, newest, nowest, classical, musical, tennis minutist, indie theater festival. And no economy can slow it down. No corporation can tell it what to do. And it's never gone dark. It's holding your heart in your hands, hoping that someone out there understands. It's doing the work that you love every day, and the love, well, the love is your pay. On, off, we wear 100 hats. On, off, we flame-proof all the flats. On, off, we are married to our financiers. On, off, we pay our dues. On, off, we invoke the muse. On, off, yes, these are our banner years. And we're waiting for the day when we can say we got our humble start on off Broadway, and it was worth the struggle and the pain and all the strife, 'cause this is not a stop along the way, it's a way of life. And every show's another chance to grow and launch our grand careers. And every single night we get to fight the fight. Yes, every night is gonna be the night. Every night we've got to find our light in 100 more, or a 1,000 more, till there's a million.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage one of Comedy Central's Comics to Watch and Andy Kaufman Award winner, Harrison Greenbaum.
All right. Thank you. Give it up one more time for the cast of Once, everybody. Give it up for them. For Sky Seals, everybody. Oh, it's great to be here. How are we doing, everybody? Oh, it is so exciting to be here. This is my second year. I'm still not getting paid. It's amazing. It's great to be here, man. Let's get a couple things out of the way. I spoke a little bit about myself last year, but I am straight, I think. I don't know. Go with it. I don't know. I have a lot of gay strikes against me, I guess. I could say that. I like musical theater, right? I get that. I know how to do magic. That's a pretty big one. I own this voice. Like, I get it. I get it. It's tough, man. We're all artists here. I'm a comedian. I remember senior year of college. It was senior year of college that I decided I was going to be a comedian. And I did tell my parents. I had to sit them down. I was like, Mom, Dad, this is hard, but I have something very important to tell you. And they were like, you're gay. And I was like, no, I want to be a comedian. And they were like, we'd rather you be gay. Is that still an option on the table? We'll go to the parade. Just be like a gay lawyer or something. Be like a big gay lawyer. I don't know, man. I'm a vegan. Is anybody else here sad and hungry all the time? Is anybody else here always sad? Backstage, I was crying and eating some nuts. I'm a vegan now, and I go to the vegan restaurants. That's fun. I don't know if there's a ton of them around here. They all close at like 10 p.m. because they know we don't have the energy to stay up past that time. It's tough. But I do. I go to the vegan restaurants, and I was at one 2 weeks ago. It's called Blossom, and I saw a fat vegan. I'll repeat myself in case that didn't sink in. I saw a fat vegan. Do you know how many nuts and berries you have to eat to be a fat? That you have to really be committed to your fatness. I thought that existed in an alternate reality with like female cab drivers and Asian cops. I was like, not things. I like that. Most of you laughed. A couple of you were like, I know an Asian cop. And to that I say, yes, an Asian cop, singular, and you call him Asian cop. You know, you're like, hey, that cop's really mean. Which one? Asian cop. Oh, I know that guy. I know exactly who you're talking about. I actually saw the new Dark Knight movie with a comic friend of mine, and in the middle of the movie there's that fight between the police and the bad guys, and they get a little elbow, and he goes, look, Asian cop. And I go, yeah, it's a movie. You just proved the Asian cops are as real as Batman. And I'm looking around, there are some fat people here. That's okay. That's okay. But just don't complain about your fatness when you have fat problems. You know what I mean? Like, I have a cousin. She's always complaining, right? She's always like, ugh, I have the worst luck. I said, what happened? She said, I blew up my knee again. I said, what? You sure it's luck that we're talking about? You sure that has nothing to do with the 700 pounds of whale weight that you've been carrying around? Don't owe me. I'm sure whales used to have hundreds and hundreds of knees, and they kept blowing them out. And God was like, go in the ocean. Sure that's how that happened. Right, have you ever seen a fat person just be like, oh, it's so hot in this room? No, it's hot in your body. You are made of blankets. You are literally a Snuggie that you can't take off. But enough about my feelings. I'm so happy to be here in New York City, right? Give it up for New York. It's the best. It's the best place to do live theater. It's the best place to have events like this. I tour all around. I was in Scotland a couple weeks ago, and holy crap, that place is weird. Like, I thought things were old in New York, right? Like you walk around, you're like, when did they build that? They're like 1893. You're like, wow, that is old. You get to Scotland, you're like, when did they build that? They're like, 2. You're like, what the hell? 2? I didn't know they had tools in 2. The whole world's messed up, right, people? Japan is still radioactive, which is awesome, right? Because now their animals are turning into actual Pokemon. It's fun. It's a fun thing. But I'm a New Yorker through and through. Clap if you're from New York. Do we have our New Yorkers here? Most of us? That's cool, man. And it's weird, right? Because most of us live in apartment buildings. That's not natural. That's just people stacked up on top of people, like they're Legos or something. Like, I've never met my next door neighbor, but now she moans really loudly when she has sex. I finally met her in the elevator like 2 weeks ago. I was like, hey, how was your weekend? She's like, it was okay. I was like, it was more than okay. 7 times. I kept track. 7 times. I don't know. And I've been lucky this year. You know, I've been trying to see as many of the shows that are nominated as possible. I saw Boomerang theater. I saw Hamlet. Is anybody here? You made it. You didn't die of heat stroke. You did Hamlet in July, outside. It was tough. It was really tough. That was amazing. This is how bad it was. Not the show, the heat. I was sitting. The show was great, but it was 4 hours outside in the middle of July. Hamlet got to be or not to be. I said, just kill yourself. I am schwitzing. This is very uncomfortable. I try to take in the art. That's what we're here for in New York. It's the art capital, really. I think, you know, like I went to the Guggenheim. Has anybody been to the Guggenheim recently? Right? It was expensive, though. It was like $22 just to get into the thing. And I don't think I really understand modern art as well as I should. Right? Like, I got to the top of the museum. This is true. And it was just an empty white wall with 2 fluorescent lights. I went over to the security guard. I was like, I think somebody stole the painting. An art creator came over and said, that is the art. I said, no, it's not. He said, yes, it is. Does it give you an emotion? I said, yeah, Jew rage. I'd like my money back. Are you kidding me? It's fun. And this is a thrill. I got to tell you, this is really a thrill to be here. I haven't done many things more exciting than this. I did host the ball drop in Times Square on New Year's Eve. I did that. No, don't applaud. It's only better than most of you guys have done. It wasn't. It was on the internet, so don't get excited. But for 30 seconds, I was on Countdown Stage. So for 30 seconds, I was live to the million people who are in Times Square. That's a lot of power to give a comedian for half a minute. Right? Put yourself in those shoes, right? All of a sudden, there was an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. And the angel was like, just do your lines. And the devil was like, say Mayor Bloomberg has AIDS and the N-word and run. Do you want to be famous? And then the angel was like, just saying something racist and untrue in front of millions of people is not going to make you famous. And then the devil was like, that's how Fox News does it. Really? Are there any Republicans here right now? Aren't you busy trying to kill a poor person or something? What are you doing here? You have gay people to make feel terrible. Come on. Why are you here? It's okay. I'm going to vote for... Who's going to vote for Obama again? I think I'm probably going to vote for him again. Good. You should. You should. Although I will tell you this. I didn't realize how honest his campaign slogan was when I voted for him the first time. You know what I mean? Because he was like, yes, we can. And then we voted for him. And he's like, I didn't say I was going to do anything. Right? Yes, I can means I have the ability. It doesn't mean I'm actually going to act on those things. He got us on a grammatical loophole, people. I don't know. It's a dream to be here, though. It really is. Hosting this kind of show is like number 36 or 37. Easily 36 or 37. No, because I want to be honest with you. We're all friends here. After the show, we're going back to my apartment. Right? We're gonna watch WALL-E on Blu-ray. It's gonna be a good time. Seriously, if you haven't seen WALL-E in high definition, you've never really cried 1080p tears. It's amazing. I should probably say tears when I do that joke instead of saying peers, but whatever. It's cool, people. There's only one person in the front row, whatever. That's bizarre. It's just you. Are you presenting? No. You just have no friends? How did this happen? What? And I appreciate it. I love that. What's your name?
Bree.
What is it? Bree. And what's your upcoming production?
Nothing right now.
Nothing right now. Okay. Why not? Just hang out. Do you even know that did you know there's an award show, or are you just like a student from Hunter College? And you're just like, this looks fun, screw it, I'm taking the front. That's amazing. Everybody, and we're all theater people. You think you'd be clamoring to sit in the front. You're like, no, I want to be in the back. I always want to. That's amazing. And what do you do?
I'm an actress.
You're an actress? That's great. This is a good place to be for that. And what was the last thing you acted in? You don't want to talk about yourself? It's okay. I've been doing that for the last 10 minutes. It's totally acceptable. Oh, you're nominated for Solo Performer? Give it up for her, everybody. I don't know the other nominees, but I hope you win. I do. I hope you win, because the show will be that much shorter. You'll just boom, right up. It'll be great. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a 3-hour show, people. This is going to cut it by at least 10 seconds. So I really do. I hope you win it. That's awesome. I'll tell you what my number one dream is. I'll share that with you because you share with me. My number one dream was to be on The Price is Right. That's number one. I could never be on The Price is Right, though, because I'm Jewish. I'd be too frustrated. You know, like in my mind, Bob Barker or Drew Carey would have been like, how much is that chair? I'd be like, I don't know, $40. He'd be like, actual retail value, $80. I'd be like, screw you. I have a coupon. But we have a really, really great show for you guys. A couple of quick things before we really get started. I know that we said on the announcement to turn your phones off. We do want them on silent or vibrate. But we're going to try something new. Let's see if this works. You can keep your phones on. And if you want to tweet at NYIT Awards or mine, which is at Harrison Comedy, we'll be checking those tweets throughout the show. So if anybody says something funny or has something they want to share, we'll be reading all those tweets backstage, and we'll try to incorporate them into the show. Okay? Yeah. So let's do it. So at Harrison Comedy, if you want to get to me directly, at NYT Awards, if you want to get to the award ceremony, we'll be live blogging, and we'd love for you guys to be a part of the show. Cool? Do you guys like that? All right, cool. Now I'm expecting half the room to be like, penis pictures. No. We want jokes or fun observations or acting opportunities for the one person who sat center stage. She's a nominee here, everybody, for the NYIT Awards. Give it up, by the way, for everybody who's nominated and everybody who's participated. Let's get the show started right by bringing up the founding directors of this here award show, the NYIT Awards. We have Shay, Nick, and Jason, everybody. Give it up for Shay, Nick, and Jason. They're here for you now.
Good evening. I'm Nick Mikosi, and welcome to the 2012 New York Innovative Theater Awards. It's been a very busy season for Off Broadway, a busy year, and we're very privileged to be here tonight and to recognize all of your accomplishments. The 2012 nominees include 137 individual artists, 52 different productions, and 57 off-of-Broadway theater companies. And there were tons of ballots, and somebody had to calculate and verify all those ballots. So we want to thank the person who did that, Mr. Brendan Hendry of Hendry Financial. Thank you. Here tonight, find him. We are very honored that over the last 8 years, we've had the opportunity to shine light on the amazing work that's being done here, the tenacious and inspirational community that is Off-Broadway, and there's no way that could have happened without the unwavering dedication and unbelievable selflessness of our staff. So please join me in thanking Akia, Christopher Borg, Hillary Cohen, Desmond Dutcher, Zipporah Kaplan, Deanna Martin, Doug Strassler, and Katie Rosen. We'll do it for free. We also expanded our network a little this year to get a lot more work done, and we took on some associate consultants. We want to thank Amanda Feldman, Derek Shore, and Sean Williams. Please. And it's the first year we had an internship program, and I have to tell you, these interns are incredible. If you have an opportunity to work with these people, do it. These are the people to bring on. They are fantastic. They are Nolan Duran, Alexandra Fokine, Maggie Kissinger, Gabrielle Naporent, and Caitlin Piccarello. They're amazing. And we also want to thank, of course, our very supportive and amazing board of directors. Benjamin Hodges, Bob Lee, Roger Lefevre, Leon Rendon Delit, Linda S. Nelson, and the three of us. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Jason Bocut. This organization is based on the indie theater community, and we simply would not be able to do what we do without the contributions of so many people, not the least of which are the committees that work with us each year. We would like to thank the people who serve on our honorary awards committee, who select the 3 honorary awards each year. Those are Paul Adams, Christopher Borg, Tim Erickson, Donetta Lavinia Grays, Ben Hodges, Rayana Lou Mirza, Nikki Paraizo, Kat Parker, Aaron Riccio, Katie Rosen, James Scruggs, Akia, Daniel Talbot, Kathleen Warnock, and Lanny Zapoy. And our outstanding stage manager committee, and I still think we are the only awards that gives out an award for stage management. Roberto Cambiero, Stephanie Cox-Williams, Amanda Feldman, Nick Francone, Laura Schlachmeyer, Jamie Van Dyke, and I'm sorry if I did that badly, Laura. This year, we are happy to be presenting 3 new awards in direct response to you, the community. We are presenting awards for Outstanding Revival of a Play and the Outstanding Premiere Production of a Play. And for the first time, we will present the Doric Wilson Independent Playwright Award that is named in honor of a true indie theater pioneer and a very dear friend of ours. And we want to thank the committee that selected the recipient of that award, which are Daniel Talbot, Mark Finley, Kathleen Warnock, Jennifer Conley-Darling, and Julie Klein.
Hi, I'm Shay Giant. How are you? We want to thank our volunteers, not only the people that are here tonight that have been working with us for several weeks to make this event so special, but the volunteers that work with us throughout the year. I just thank you so much. Let's give them a big hand. And I want to thank our sponsors. These are companies, individuals, and organizations that have made tonight possible. Campfire PR, Art New York, the Drama Bookshop, Decades Out, United Stages, Horse Trade Theater Group, the Dramatist Guild, Ripley Greer Studios, Livestream, Beyond Costumes, Night Owl Studios, Martin Acting Studios, and the Public Theater. These are great organizations who support us and our community year-round, so let's give them a big hand. And I'm going to go off script just for a second. Sorry, Tim and Jamie. I'm going rogue, everyone. I come from Salt Lake City, Utah. Anthony Gaskins, are you in the audience? Yes, you are. And Sean Williams, you're here. You guys can bear witness that Utah is a little bit quirky. But one of the great things about it is that it has this sort of sweet and selfless sense of community. And when you are under the weather, when you can't be yourself, they will show up at your door, they will mow your lawn, they will feed your family, they will take care of your home and clean it. And in true off-Broadway fashion, you may not expect there to be that sort of sense of community here in such a big city like New York. But Off-Broadway has taken the traditional and sort of spun it on its head and come up with its own sense of community. So they do, scrappy sort of urban chic things like sending you queasy drops through Amazon, or showing up at your house with their shop vac to help you clean your apartment, or sending you gift certificates to Fresh Direct, along with a list of their most delicious 4-minute meals. And when you're feeling really bad, and like an alien cross between Whoopi Goldberg and Queen Elizabeth I, they will tell you that you're beautiful, and they will send you funny pictures of Whoopi Goldberg dressed up as Queen Elizabeth I. It affirms why Off Broadway is so awesome, and why you deserve an evening like this that celebrates the amazing work that you do every single year. And with that, I'll go back on script. And thank you, Patrick Shearer. And I will say that despite this very personal appeal, tonight is about you, and we hope that you have a really great evening. Thank you all.
One more time for Nick, Shay, and Jason, everybody. Give it up for them. They are awesome. They work really, really hard to put this together. Let's get this evening officially underway with our first presenter. I don't know if you guys know this, a lot of people use stage names. Jonathan Leibowitz changed his name to Jon Stewart. Jerome Silberman changed his name to Gene Wilder. And Terry Sue Feldshuh changed her new name to Tova Feldshuh. So basically, she doesn't get that when you change your name, it's to make it less Jewish. But give it up for, she's wonderful. She is the recipient of 4 Tony nominations. She's a winner of the Obie, the Lucille Lortel, 4 Drama Desk, 4 Theater World Awards. She is slated to sing at Carnegie Hall October 14th, Town Hall October 21st, and then she will head downtown to Volpone for the Red Bull Theater Company at the Lucille Lortel. Please welcome Tova Feldshuh, everybody. Give it up for us.
Hello, my darlings. My name is now Tova Feldshuh. My Hebrew name is Tova Feldshuh. That was Harrison Greenbaum. His Hebrew name is Tova Feldshuh. I probably should take out my hard sucker, which is in my, interesting comment, which is in my mouth. But I had a cab ride down here from hell. From hell. I finally said to the guy, take it easy, I'm a mother. He said, don't talk about my mother like that. I said, I'm not your mother. Anyway, it reminds me of those Jewish haikus. It was a very long and arduous journey from 92nd Street to here. And I said to myself, my God, it's like that haiku that says, Jews on safari, map, compass, elephant gun, hard-sucking candies. Regarding Jewish motherhood, I test the warm milk on my wrist. So what if my son is 40? And now, these are from Tibet. I went to Tibet to speak to the Rinpoches. Can you imagine? Anyway. On with the awards. Ethel Barrymore once said that to be a success in the art of acting, in the art of axing, which is what we do in the forest. No. Montessori school, progressive education. Didn't learn to read till my bat mitzvah. No. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Get down here. Ethel Barrymore once said that to be a success in the art of acting, one must have the face of Venus, the brains of Minerva, and the hide of a rhinoceros. This year's nominees, wow, back on safari, for Best Featured Actor and Best Featured Actress are models of beauty, wisdom, and tenacity, and none of them are rhinoceri. And the nominees are
Outstanding Actress in a Featured Role, Celeste Arias, Demon Dreams, Oni no Yumi, Magic Future Box. Lauren Blumenfeld, Exit Carolyn, Sans A Productions. Teresa Kelsey, The House of Mirth, Metropolitan Playhouse. Marie Marshall, The House of Mirth, Metropolitan Playhouse. Ryan Templeton, A Hard Wall at High Speed, Astoria Performing Arts Center. Hallie Wegring Gross, Sex Good, Money Bad, Broken Watch Theater Company.
And the winner is Celeste Arias. Demon Dreams. Celeste, are you here, darling? Or are you keeping Celeste home company? No. Anyway, I accept this award on behalf of Celeste Arias, and I promise to give it to her before the end of the night. Okay. Not here. We'll get it to her.
Outstanding actor in a featured role.
Outstanding
Carl
actor in a
Gregory,
featured role.
Frogs,
The nominees are
Fault Line Theater. Ian Holcomb, 83 Down, Hard Sparks in association with Horse Trade Theater Group. Jason Howard, Advance Man, Gideon Productions. Brian Kaplan, 83 Down, Hard Sparks in association with Horse Trade Theater Group. Curry Whitmire, Christopher Marlowe's Chloroform Dreams, Lunar Energy. Stephen Allen Wilson, The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, T. Schreiber Studio.
great. And the winner, yes, actually, yes. The winner of Best Featured Actor is Stephen Allen Wilson, The Last Days of Judas Iscariot.
Wow, completely unexpected. First and foremost, thank you to everyone at NYIT. To everyone in this room, you know, the off-Broadway community is so vital here in New York, and it's an honor to stand in front of you tonight and humbly accept this lovely and wonderful token. I'd like to share this award with everyone who was in the production of Last Days. It's a very large cast, so all of the cast, the crew, the production staff at T. Schreiber Studio, and of course my dear teacher, friend, and mentor, our director, Mr. Terry Schreiber. I'd also like to thank my parents, who, like Harrison, I didn't have the same conversation he had, but when I said I want to be an actor, they were 100% supportive, always have been. They actually drove 600 miles to see this show twice in a 24-hour period. So keep in mind it was a 3-hour show, so that's a lot of love and support. And then finally, you know, behind every man, there's a woman, usually telling him what to do. In my case, I'm very lucky because I have a wonderful friend and advisor, and she read this script and said, you have to audition for this role, and wow, and I'm standing here right now. So I'd like to thank my very talented and beautiful wife, Noelle P. Wilson. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the producing artistic director of the present company, which created and produces the New York International Fringe Festival, Elena K. Holt.
So for most of us theater nerds, we first became familiar with TDF during the high school drama class trip to New York, when it suddenly dawned on us that that TKTS booth that was the center of our world that week didn't just grow up out of the pavement and operate itself. Once we moved to New York, our relationship with TDF blossomed into something that we could join and be a part of in order to feed our habit. And for those of us making our own work, the resources that Theater Development Fund provides have had an extraordinary impact on our community, from subsidized online tickets to grants to accessibility and educational programs, and even a place to affordably rent costumes. We can't imagine what life would be like without this extraordinary organization run by some of my favorite folks.
Theater Development Fund is a performing arts service organization, and we are committed to the idea that the principle that the arts, theater and dance in particular, are really critical to the human experience, and that the arts need to be nurtured.
To a huge sort of membership base that really is concentrated on Broadway and off-Broadway. They're saying that the theater that's happening downtown in the independent companies and in the indie theater world is just as legitimate and just as important as what's happening on the Broadway stage, and they're making it accessible and available to all of those people.
We started a program called Off at 9, and basically what Off at 9 is it's a program initially for TDF members wherein they can purchase $9 tickets to off-Broadway shows all over the city.
We're selling more tickets through the Off at 9 than we did for the voucher program. We've returned in the first 2 years over $500,000 to the off-Broadway theater community.
What we found is it really not only allows people that are in the community to find a discount ticket to our show, but also expand and diversify our audience to people that may not necessarily have thought, oh, neo-futurists, I'm going to go down to East 4th Street and watch a show.
I saw personally, for Retro, a huge jump in the number of TDF members who were coming to our shows, and I feel like we've reached a whole new sort of audience because of TDF.
The costume collection provides low-cost costume rentals nationwide. Our 75,000-piece costume collection is made up of donations either from Broadway shows, operas, people's personal collections, and from various theater companies across the United States. Many of the off-Broadway shows that have certainly come through the collection in the 19 years that I've been working at the collection, some of those productions have tend to be the more interesting, or perhaps renting pieces from the collection that don't normally go out.
You know, I'd like to say to TDF, congratulations, and thanks for all the support for not only the whole theatrical community, but the off-Broadway community in particular.
Oh, thank you.
On behalf of the New York Innovative Theater Awards and the Honorary Awards Committee, in acknowledgement of their support, leadership, and encouragement, their commitment to the off-Broadway and indie theater community, and for recognizing the essential role it plays in the New York City theater industry, I'm honored to present the 2012 Ellen Stewart Award to TDF, the Theater Development Fund.
On behalf of TDF's Board of Directors, our Executive Director, Tori Bailey, and the entire staff of TDF, I want to say what an honor it is to be holding this award. When TDF was founded, our mission was to support all of the performing arts in all its venues. As you learned, we created the Off at 9 program, and I checked the numbers today, and in the 3 years that we've been running the program, we've returned over $755,000 to the off-Broadway community. We are also averaging over 25,000 admissions each year. I want to say that as long as you continue to pour your passion and love into your work, TDF will be there to support you. Thank you very much.
All right. Whoa. No coincidence that after all those Jewish jokes, we then gave an award to a discount ticket company. That was... By the way, backstage I told Tova that my original name was Harrison Greenbaum, Bergowitz, Schwartz, Cohen, Levine, Weintraub, Steinerstein. So I shortened it to Harrison Greenbaum so it was slightly less Jewish. It's true. Well, let's get up our next presenter. He's wonderful. Let's see. If you Google Timothy Mason, the first result is a British Marxist historian of Nazi Germany. The second is a professor at the University of Paris specializing in the analysis of anthropological discourse. The third is a Massachusetts poet and folk singer. And the fourth is an experienced international cultural consultant focusing on strategic planning and urban regeneration. Fortunately, we have the fifth one. Timothy Mason's first plays were produced in Minneapolis in way off-Broadway venue. Circle Rep adopted Tim in the 80s and 90s, and his musical, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, stumbled its way onto Broadway in the current century. Please welcome Timothy Mason, everybody. Timothy Mason!
I am a professor of French. I do not know why I'm here. Some stories are epic, requiring cannons and fog and scores of actors and reams of dialogue and hours of stage time. They are dramas that are large canvas. Other stories are small canvas, although not necessarily less complex, offering us the human experience in a single moment. Drama distilled to its essence. This is theater in its most exposed and elemental form. The following writers had the courage to show us the world in a teardrop. And the nominees are...
Outstanding Original Full-Length Script. Zach Jaffe, Heroes and Other Strangers, The Cell Theater. Melanie Jones, Endure, A Run-Woman Show, Collision Productions. Mariah McCarthy, The Foreplay Play, Caps Lock Theater. Michael Perlman, From White Plains, Fault Line Theater. Mac Rogers, Advance Man, Gideon Productions. Juan Francisco Villa, Empanada for a Dream, Ballybeg and Terra Nova Collective.
And the winner is Melanie Jones.
Thank the IT Awards judges and our audiences. First and foremost, I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for two people sitting in the audience, Suchin Vadur and Jessica Baker, and for the person sitting at home, Mark, waiting with bated breath and trembling hands for his NFL team to win tonight. I'd like to thank Christine Oman, the show's composer, Kim Mayer, John P. McEnany, Michael Buffer, Erica McLaughlin, Kim Bernowski, the Alberta Foundation for the Arts, I'm Canadian, Tiffany Joy Butler, Paula Marshall, Julie Threlkeld, Laura Camion, and Lon Bolden. Thank you so, so, so much.
Outstanding Original Short Script. Lucy Boyle, Mort in The Spring Fling, My Best Worst Date Ever, Effet Club. Chisa Hutchinson, This Is Not the Play, Mad Dog Theater Company. Dean Imperial, The Needle Through the Arm Trick in Too Much Too Soon, Lesser America in association with Red Elevator Productions. Vincent Morano, Artistic License in What I Meant Was, The Odd Shortish of Vinnie Morano, Teatro Oscuro. Joe Osheroff and Evan Zess, Homunculus Reloaded, Homunculus Mask Theater. Anna Ziegler, A Map of Broken Glass in The Spring Fling, My Best Worst Date Ever, Effet Club.
The winner is Chisa Hutchinson.
I'll tell you why this is cool. So I was back there just thinking, man, I'm just happy to have an excuse to, like, get dressed up. And even happier that I haven't broken my neck yet in these shoes. So getting this is pretty effing cool. I guess, thank yous. Okay, so I'd like to thank Heather, my girl Heather, for connecting me with the most dedicated and talented people of Mad Dog Theater Company. I'd like to thank Mad Dog Theater Company, of course, for forcing me to write a play about white people. I'd like to thank the NYIT people for noticing it, for everyone who came out to see it, and they weren't all white. That was awesome. And then also, I don't know, the universe for noticing. Let's see, what else? Thank you to my family, and then my man back there, who's sitting back there. No NFL for him. For making me feel like I can do anything, even if I've never done it before. And now that that's out of the way, I can take these fucking shoes. Thank you. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the artistic director of the Attic Theater Company, Laura Braza.
I am so happy to be here tonight to recognize a truly incredible, talented, compassionate, and professional stage manager, Katie Cabot. Katie works tirelessly. Yeah, please, let's applaud. Katie helps the actors, designers, directors, and other members of the production team feel confident and self-assured and infects the general environment with her rampant positivity. This past season, I directed The Time of Your Life by William Saroyan with the Attic Theater Company at the Connolly Theater. Katie at the helm. Due to the restrictions of the space, Katie communicated with her crew without a headset, which meant she had to run up and down 3+ flights of stairs for every 30, 15, 5, and places call. God bless. Katie expertly led our cast of 22 people who ranged from seasoned actors and musicians to new talent just getting their sea legs. During one performance, our entire sound system blew in the middle of the show. She coordinated the purchase of new speakers, called the show, organized the cast to sing backstage to make up for the missing music, and simultaneously kept actors, crew, director, and producers calm and well-informed. It was nothing less than a miraculous feat. She has the yes, right? God bless. She has the uncanny ability to read individual situations and manage them, provide constructive feedback, and build confidence. She understands artistic vision and can translate that into timelines, props lists, cue sheets. She consistently exceeded expectations, and perhaps above all, she clearly loves theater. She loves what she does, and that's felt by all members of her production team. It makes us love her right back. I cannot think of a more deserving person for this award. On behalf of the New York Innovative Theater Awards and the Outstanding Stage Manager Committee, I am honored to present the 2012 Outstanding Stage Manager Award to Katie Cabot.
I'm not used to being on this side of things. Most people who've worked with me before or interviewed me know this, but I didn't start out doing this. 5.5 years ago, I was halfway through getting a degree in mechanical engineering when someone told me that stage managing was kind of a combination of loving theater and being really organized. And I thought, that sounds kind of perfect for me. I think I want to try that instead. And turns out I was right. Thank you to Laura for that amazing introduction and the whole Attic Theater Company. Such an amazing show to work on. I can't wait until our next show together. Thank you to the NYIT Awards for just having this award. I mean, stage managers don't win awards. We don't get applause. We don't get to make speeches. So this is incredible. A couple people that I've always wanted to thank, if I did ever get to make a speech like this. Never thought it would actually happen. Michael T. Roche and Rob Bartello, who were my advisors in school and in life, for guiding me along this crazy path that I've been on. The Franklin W. Olin players, who gave me my start in stage managing, let me stage manage every show for 2 years and do learn my way how to do this. And to, most importantly, my mom, who taught me to be really organized and taught me to love theater and is why I'm so good at doing this all today. I love stage managing. I love being part of this incredible theater family. Thank you so much.
All right. Awesome. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but all of our playwright nominees were women. Yeah. Or as you're legally called in Arizona, half men. But and our last 3 winners have been women, so that's pretty amazing. Give it up for all the ladies tonight. Our next presenter, he was recently nominated for a Tony for his work on Everyday Rapture, which began its life off-Broadway before moving to Second Stage and finally The Roundabout. He started his career acting in an off-Broadway production at a theater so small, the actor shared a single bathroom with the audience. He's happy not to be sharing a bathroom with any of you tonight. Please welcome Dick Scanlon, everybody. Dick Scanlon.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very thrilled to be here. And because most of the work I do is on musical theater, I tend to work uptown, so I thought I would bring you some lore from uptown. Well, it's downtown from here, but metaphorically uptown. So years ago, at some kind of luncheon, a theater nut was introduced to a woman by the name of Mrs. Richard Rogers. And the theater nut just freaked out. He couldn't believe it. And he said to her, "Oh my God, you mean to tell me that you are married to the man who wrote Some Enchanted Evening?" And she said, "No, I am married to the man who wrote dee 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 dee." Now, that tale is usually told to bolster us lyricists, because I'm a lyricist as well as a librettist, but tonight I actually offer it in praise of composers, because I think any artist who writes dee 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 dee, or any of the music, whether it's melodic or dissonant, the music that underscores pain, that translates ecstasy into song, that tells story using the only language that all of us speak, those artists deserve our undying respect and admiration, and tonight one of them is going to get an award. The nominees are
Outstanding Original Music, Carolyn Bethke, Chris Kukul, John Sully, Elizabeth Swados, and Martin Wallace. Urban Odyssey, La Mama Experimental Theater Club in association with Loco 7. Sasha Bogdanovich, Erosion, A Fable. Boom Ensemble. Christine Oman, Endure, A Run Woman Show, Collision Productions. Jeff Robb, Twelfth Night, Libra Theater Company. Kamala Shankaram, Miranda, Miranda Co. in association with Here Art Center. Skip Shirey, Prometheus Within, La Mama Experimental Theater Club in association with Sky Saver Productions.
And the 2012 IT Award goes to Jeff Robb for 12th Night.
Wow. Cool. Thank you to MYIT and everybody involved. I remember the first rehearsal of 12th Night. We were all sitting around the table for the table read, and the director's talking about his concept for the show, and the designers talking about their concepts, and then I start talking about the music, and the cast is all like, "Oh my God, that's so cool, yeah, that's awesome," and I'm just sitting there thinking, "Oh no, now I have to deliver." So, but it was an amazingly joyous and collaborative process, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. Particularly thank you to everybody in the cast and crew in Libra Theater Company. Thank you to Evan Mueller, our director, who taught me everything I know about Shakespeare. Thank you to Adam David Cohen, my songwriting mentor, who taught me everything I know about songwriting. And thank you to Mom and Dad, who are here tonight, and if I didn't say thank you, they might not take me home. So thank you so very much. Thank you.
All right. Our next presenter was most recently seen in his solo comedy called Desperately Seeking the Exit, which coincidentally was the original title for Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. It's okay, everybody. They're not here. They're entertaining some Japanese people. Look, he's flying. That's all. Okay. Right? If Lion King is sold out, what else can you see without understanding? The next presenter, we were hanging out backstage. He's great. He's a two-time Backstage Award winner for his flying solo classes. He was a solo director and performer who recently returned from the Edinburgh Fringe with 5-star reviews for solo comedy, Desperately Seeking the Exit. Please welcome Peter Michael Marino, everybody. Give it up for him.
Hello. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Not like this in Edinburgh if you're thinking about going. Trip of a lifetime. Anyone who's ever gotten up in front of a bunch of people to present an award, deliver a eulogy, run for president, attempt to run for president, can understand how terrifying it can be to be a solo performer. They are artists without a net to do a bring back to the Spider-Man thing. We didn't even plan that. These artists come before you armed with nothing but their voice, their words, their stories, and the courage of their convictions. And the nominees are...
Outstanding Solo Performance. Bree Benton, Poor Baby Bree in I Am Going to Run Away, La Mama Experimental Theater Club. Greg Oliver Bodine, Poe x2, Workshop Theater Company. Zach Jaffe, Heroes and Other Strangers, The Cell Theater. Melanie Jones, Endure, a Run Woman Show, Collision Productions. Juan Francisco Villa, Empanada for a Dream, Ballybeg and Terra Nova Collective. Raina von Waldenberg, Oysters, Orgasms, Obituaries, La Mama Experimental Theater Club in association with the Center for Embodied Performance.
And, yeah, give it up for the solo performers. And the IT Award goes to Melanie Jones, Endure, a Run Woman Show. Melanie, come up here.
Okay, we just got back from Edinburgh and it was fabulous. Just saying. I have no one to thank because I already did it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Obie Award winner for Sustained Excellence in Performance, Carmelita Tropicana.
A ver, ¿cuánta gente hay aquí que habla español? All right, okay, that's how I like it. Ay, Dios mío, I
am so excited to be here today with you because I am honoring, I am celebrating, I am thank you to una tropa magnífica. And I know you know the word magnífica because you speak Lebanese like we all do, right? I just want to say that I wanted my kingdom for a chair, but I am not Clint Eastwood, so I would need a sofa because I am here to honor five lesbian brothers. And I know you are saying, how can that be? 5 lesbian brothers. Where did they come about? How were they born? I'm going to tell you. Because I know the suspense is going to kill you. You won't sleep tonight tossing and turning, thinking, how were the 5 lesbian brothers born? They were incubated at the Wow Cafe. That dirty place where women do terrible things to one another. Yet they like it a lot. But not only do they do bad things to each other, they got together to create art. To create art that marries politics and art. They have come together, the lesbian brothers, Maureen Angelos, Lisa Kron, Babs Davy, Peg Healy, Dominique DeBelle, all 5 of them. Did I name them all? Okay. I like you pay attention. If not, I give you pow-pow. The 5 lesbian brothers, ladies and gentlemen, came together at the Wow Cafe and brought us the amazing, magnificent works, oeuvre, like they say in French. Le oeuvre, so fit for the Louvre. Brave Smiles, Voyage to Lesbos, The Secretaries, Brides to the Moon, and Oedipus at Colonus. No, that was the other guy. That was that guy. They brought us Oedipus at Palm Springs. Better than Colonus. Ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is that the lesbian brothers light up my life. They give us hope to carry on because before Ellen and before the L Word and before Will and Grace and before John Travolta, well, not before that, they were fighting the revolution. So let us see a videotape where people are paying homage to the 5 lesbian brothers.
They are the funniest, wickedest group of women, and they have the most irreverent and strange way of looking at the world.
Nobody working in the theater has ever made me laugh with such profound depths to that laugh.
It's not just that they're funny, they're deeply subversive, and they use the humor in a way to address stereotypes about lesbians and women. It is completely new.
I think that their work has always been courageous and has shown a way for, I guess, a lesbian audience to evolve and to develop. So I look to them as kind of pioneers.
Personally, feel so lucky to know the brothers, and they're such an important part of Dixon Place as individuals or as a group. And I think it's important that they know that the lipstick I'm wearing and the cleavage in my shirt that you can't really see was all meant for you. I love you guys.
Well, brothers, I've been watching your work for so many years. I love you all, and I congratulate you on this great achievement.
Keep doing it. It's been too long since the last piece, and we really need you. We need more.
Congratulations. I hope you are remounted. I hope there's a reunion. I hope there's new stuff. I miss you so much, and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the New York Innovative Theater Awards and the Honorary Awards Committee, in recognition of their years of irreverently challenging the status quo, their inspiration, bravery, and their tenacious commitment to their craft, I am honored to present the 2012 Artistic Achievement Award to the Universal Theater created by the 5 Lesbian Brothers.
Okay, I'll take it. Wow, it's heavy. What an honor to be here and to be receiving this award. Thank you, Carmelita, wherever you disappeared to. The brothers want to thank everyone behind the Innovative Theater Awards for creating and hosting such an important and amazing event. It's a genius idea, and we applaud you for it. It's humbling. Yeah, please. Seriously. It's humbling to be recognized for our part in the great off-Broadway tradition, and it makes us feel really, really old.
Becoming brothers and being a brother has been the happiest of accidents. In retrospect, it may look like we had something of a plan. Just don't look too closely. Over the years, we certainly have become actual brothers, a real family. And we know that as brothers, we are part of a bigger, broader family that includes everyone in this room and so many beyond.
Really, what you see before you is nothing more and certainly nothing less than the accumulation of time. Days, months, years, and ultimately, unbelievably, decades of pursuing the simple idea that it is fun and necessary to write and perform plays.
Truthfully, we were inspired to entertain ourselves and each other. And then we found that the 5 of us shared an impulse to give our lives some measure of meaning a bit larger than our own individual universes, and we feel lucky and privileged that so many people gleefully shared that vision with us through the magic of off-Broadway. Though there are way too many talented people that we owe a debt to in fostering our careers, we would be remiss if we did not thank the mothership that bore us to the stage, the Wow Cafe, on good old East 4th Street, that was the catalyst space that made everything else that happened after that possible. We met influential talent there, such as the amazing Carmelita Tropicana, that guided us, and Wow gave us the time, the writing and rehearsal and performance space to produce our work, so we would like to thank Wow. And we would like to thank, finally, the IT Awards for giving us this tremendous opportunity to all be together, to be here with you tonight, and to reward us for doing what we feel privileged to do and allowing us to have this family reunion. And we will treasure this award. We will mail it every 2 weeks to a different brother, and we will treasure the award and what we understand to be the large cash prize that comes with it, I'm pretty sure. So thank you for the cash, and thank you for the award. Thank you guys so much.
That's awesome. Our next presenter is a puppeteer who's worked with Sesame Street, Elmo's World, Bear in the Big Blue House, which means if there's a puppet from your childhood, he's probably had his hand in its ass. He also worked for a show called Book of Pooh, which I'm assured is a Disney show. Really? I didn't know that until I read his bio. Book of Pooh is the name of the. Was 2 piglets, 1 cup taken? Like, why? How did they get to Book of Pooh? Book of Winnie? No, Book of Pooh. No, but he's really incredible. We're so delighted to have him here. Seriously. He is the designer and principal builder of all the puppets from the Tony Award-winning musical Avenue Q. He was a member of the original cast. Give it up for that show, by the way. We all love that show. Do we not? He has designed, built, and performed puppets for the stage, television, film, industrials, webcasts, kids' parties, and drunken patrons at late-night cabarets. Please welcome the incredibly talented Rick Line, everybody. Give it up for him.
Thank you very much. Trekkie Monster and I are very pleased to be presenting the IT Award for Innovative Design. Yeah. We honor the artists in this category.
Sorry, Warhorse couldn't make it.
We honor the artists in this category for using the traditional disciplines of set, light, costume, and sound design in transformative new ways. These artists are often responsible for the most iconic elements of a production, transfixing audiences and inspiring their fellow indie theater makers.
Yeah, and with budget size of Dixie Cup.
Yes. Frequently, as we know. So congratulations to all the artists on their accomplishments.
And the pre-recorded nominees are... Hit it!
Outstanding Innovative Design. Gita Arbor and Aaron Baker for phone and text design. Red Cloud Rising. The Fifth Wall in association with the Brick Theater. Maya Cruz Palaleo for animation and sculpture, Penetrating the Space, Kim Katzberg. Elizabeth Barrett Groth and Amy Matthews for puppet design, We in Silence Hear a Whisper, Red Fern Theater Company. Joe Osheroff for mask design, Homunculus Reloaded, Homunculus Mask Theater. Federico Restrepo and Angela Sierra for video editing and design, Urban Odyssey, La Mama Experimental Theater Club in association with Loco 7. Suchan Vadur for interactive technology design, Endure, a Run Woman show, Collision Productions.
All right. Thank you very much. And the IT Award for Innovative Design goes to Joe Osheroff for Homunculus Reloaded, Homunculus Mask Theater.
Yeah! Come on up, Joe. Are you here?
There he is.
Yeah! Speech.
Thank you so much. How awesome is this? It's actually the first time anybody's ever seen me without a mask, so it's good. I'm like Kiss from 1978. So excited to be a part of this. I got to give thanks to my amazing actors and crew and set and lighting designs who help make these inanimate objects come to life in such a beautiful and human way. So it's the truth. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of masks. But also, big shout out to my fiancée, Kay Ling, for keeping me in check through all of our crazy, thank you, yeah, for the crazy schedules that we put together to do our shows. My incredible cast, once again, for just their amazing physical work. And I think that's about everybody for now. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this. Thank you.
One more time for both of them. That was awesome. That was cool. Our next presenter is a costumer for the theater company Vampire Cowboys, designing Designing costumes for such shows as Alice in Slasherland and Men of Steel, which I've been assured is not a gay porn. Jessica came to New York from Maryland. She began work as a non-Yale, non-NYU grad costume designer who's not independently wealthy. She went to Harvard, so I don't know. No. The fact that she's still around and working as a costume designer is something of a miracle. That's what it says on the card. But she's very talented. Okay. This card is snarkier than I am. How is that possible? She is a former recipient of the New York IT Award for Outstanding Costume Design. She is in her 9th season as the resident designer for Vampire Cowboys and is currently designing her first Broadway production called The Performers. Please welcome Jessica Shea, everybody. Jessica Shea!
It's not easy to be an innovative costume designer for a downtown theater, and deciding to devote your heart and soul and line of credit to scraping together rags for a low-budget project is a tough call. Recently, I've been putting together a list of pros and cons to help me decide. Here are a few that I've come up with. Pro, your artistic opinion really matters. Con, if you're going to want to have a really strong artistic opinion, you're probably going to have to pay for it yourself. Pro, there are only a few stores that your budget affords you to shop in, so that cuts down on your shopping time. Con, Rainbow and Conway don't carry high heels that stand up to stage fights. Pro, you can make things with hot glue and cardboard, and most of the time no one will complain. Con, your roommates keep complaining about your mess of hot glue and cardboard scraps that is scattered all over the apartment. Pro, on that equity showcase contract, you can ask the actors to wear their own socks and or underwear. Con, what do you do if the actors forget to wear socks and underwear? For the following people, the pros have obviously outweighed the cons. The nominees are
Outstanding Costume Design, Sidney Fortner, The House of Mirth, Metropolitan Playhouse, Denise Greber, Urban Odyssey, La Mama Experimental Theater Club in association with Loco 7, Kim Katzberg, Penetrating the Space, Kim Katzberg, Jessica Sophia Matrani, Hypnotic, The Seer Will Doctor You Now, the New Stage Theater Company, Ayanna Siveril Streeter, for black boys who have considered homicide when the streets were too much, Modern Day Griot Theater Company, David Els Wires, The Asphalt Christmas, Gracie Productions.
And the award goes to Sidney Fortner, The House of Mirth. There she is.
Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold,
Congratulations.
I will feel a glow just thinking of...
I didn't know whether to climb the stairs or button my coat. But okay. I guess I did both. This is so tremendous. I don't even know where to begin, but I've only got a minute, so I better get going. First of all, I definitely have to thank for the NYIT people for recognizing and reminding us how important we are. Sometimes we forget when we see 3 people in the audience. But, however, never forget. Anyway, top of my list, Alex Rowe, Artistic Director of Metropolitan Playhouse, who gave me the keys to the most wonderful kingdom and allows me to tend a most extraordinary collection and then put it on people. Show after show, different periods, different people, and just play and dress people up and let them see how many different faces they can wear when they just wear different costumes. And on this particular show, Bill Van Carlton, I can never get his last name right, our wonderful stage manager, for giving me all the fitting time I needed, which those of you who do costumes will understand very well. And lastly, but certainly not least, to an extraordinary cast who put up with my never-ending new pieces of costume and accessories and the interminable over and over and over of changing quickly from top to toe. Thank you all so very much. And that's all I can possibly say at this moment. Thank you. Thank you.
Our next presenter once stripped down to his underwear with Richard Schechner at 2 a.m. and then spent 3 hours throwing tomato sauce all over the stage at the La Mama so it would have just the right texture. Chris now teaches drawing and figures drawing to graduate students at NYU. So if he asks you to get naked later, it's actually to help his students. It's totally legit. He's here for you now. We're so glad to have him. Make some noise, get excited for Chris Mueller, everybody. Give it up for him.
When Oscar Wilde was preparing his production of Salome, that sadly never happened in his lifetime, he did get so far as to meet with the scenic designer. And he told the set designer that to create the Holy Land that he wanted for his production of Salome, he should spend an evening looking at period research, photos of the Holy Land and reproductions of paintings, and then that evening drink a little bit too much champagne, have a meal of bad oysters, and then that evening in his delirium he would hallucinate the exact setting that Oscar Wilde wanted for his show. So the requirements are research, champagne, bad oysters, and delirium. The nominees are
Outstanding Set Design, Stephen K. DeBay, A Hard Wall at High Speed, Astoria Performing Arts Center. Kevin Judge, Lovesick, or Things That Don't Happen, Project Y Theater Company. Sarah E. Martin and Sarah Nelson, The Spring Fling, My Best Worst Date Ever, Effet Club. Steve O'Shea, Up to You, Tada Youth Theater. Sean Ryan, Clowns Full Tilt, Amusing on Aesthetics, Clowns Ex Machina, La Mama. Andy Yanni, Felix and the Diligence, or a play about fishermen in the 1940s, Pipeline Theater Company.
And the IT award goes to Kevin Judge for Lovesick.
I am not Kevin Judge, although right now I kind of wish that I was. Kevin is our set designer. My name is Andrew Smith. I'm co-artistic director of Project Y Theater Company. And he actually was nominated last year and had to bail out at the last minute because of a teaching requirement. And he won. So I was up here last year for him. So this year I made him promise to please try to make it because he's got a long history of very good work. And today he texted me a picture of his foot, which he wiped out on in his living room, which is now several sizes too large. So here I am again with a speech from Kevin. Kevin is so sorry he cannot be here this evening. But he would like to thank Project Y for making such a wonderful, nurturing place to create theater. Every show is a leap of faith, and Lovesick was no exception. Thank you to everyone involved in making the production such an enjoyable, memorable night at the theater. The challenges and struggles of downtown theater make the successes all the sweeter, and so I am grateful for this honor. Thank you. Or you can just say that I suck and you did it all. Thank you.
All right. In the 30 years between his first professional lighting design in a basement on 2nd Avenue and last season's Patti LuPone and Mandy Patinkin on Broadway, Eric Cornwell's lighting has been seen from the public to Riverside Church, from West Beth to BAM, and in theaters around the world. Though he was once nominated for an award for work with Meibu Mines, he has never actually won anything. So for his effort to pay it forward to the next generation of designers anyway, please welcome Eric Cornwell, everybody. Eric Cornwell.
Entrance music. Wow. I heard somebody say lighting design. Well, here's the deal. Lighting designers have the toughest job in the theater. We sign up to create art out of thin air. And not only that, but to do it while everybody else on the production stands around waiting for us. Off-Broadway designers face even more challenges. Sometimes having access to a reliable source of electricity, let alone state-of-the-art equipment, is an issue. Yet the lighting designers of Off-Broadway, and especially these nominees, continue to dazzle us with their creativity, finding innovative ways to direct our attention, create atmospheres, underscore emotion, and carve brilliant new worlds out of darkness. Their art is always worth waiting for. The nominees are
Outstanding Lighting Design, Nick Francone, Miranda Company in association with Pier Arts Center. Richard Kent Green, Poe ×2, Workshop Theater Company. Ben Hagen and Joe Skoronski, Lovesick or Things That Don't Happen, Project Y Theater Company. David A. Sexton, The Spring Fling, My Best Worst Date Ever, Effet Club. Kat Tate Starmer, A Hard Wall at High Speed, Astoria Performing Arts Center. Jeanette Oysuk Yu, Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant returns in The Mothership Landing, Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant in association with the Irondale Center.
Good work, all. And the IT Award goes to David A. Sexton, The Spring Fling.
I was just commenting on where did they find that photo? Jeez, it's like 8 years old, and I whitened my teeth because they were a little yellow. Anyway, this is strange to be up here, and I can't see anybody, which is awkward. But thank you, everyone at the New York IT Awards and everybody at the Effet Club who is amazing to do a bunch of little shows with amazing casts and amazing designers, and it's amazing what you can do with 12 lights and even less dimmers and the terrible control board. So thank you to everyone, and congratulations to everyone else who was nominated also, because I know it's hard downtown. So thank you very much.
All right, our next presenter, Jill B.C. Duboff, won an award last year for most confusingly constructed name. Jill B.C. Duboff. Okay. Now, she's wonderful. She designed sound for Broadway productions of Wit, Other Desert Cities, and Good People. She received the Ruth Morley Design Award and the 2011 Obie for Sustained Excellence. She's an adjunct professor at Sarah Lawrence College. Please welcome Jill B.C. Duboff, everybody. Give it up for her.
We hear a clock tick and we know that time is running out. The ring of a telephone tells us that someone far away has something important to say. A distant gunshot fills us with dread that something has died. Turning the cacophony of daily life into a coherent narrative is the job of the sound designer, and something the following nominees do with exceptional skill. The nominees are
Outstanding Sound Design. Martha Good, Coaster Rehab, Mayudic Theater Works. Christopher Lohr, the complete and condensed stage directions of Eugene O'Neill, Volume 1, Early Lost Plays, New York Neo-Futurists. Mark Parenti, The Spring Fling, My Best Worst Date Ever, Effet Club. Nathan A. Roberts, A Hard Wall at High Speed, Astoria Performing Arts Center. Tim Schellenbaum, Urban Odyssey, La Mama Experimental Theater Club in association with Local 7. Matt Schloss, Miranda, Miranda Co. in association with Here Art Center.
And the IT Award goes to Matt Schloss, Miranda.
I turned my collar to the cold and damp when my eyes were stabbed.
Well, thank you very much to everyone at the IT Awards. Thanks. I want to give my props to all the other nominees. Thanks to Kamala Sankaram for creating this amazing music in our opera, Miranda. Thanks to Rob Reese, our director. And thanks to Here Art Center for all the help that they give us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Boom Boom and Seer.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Boom Boom.
And I'm Seal.
And y'all ain't going nowhere because we're going to talk now.
I would like to thank the Sarah Siddon Society for this simply marvelous award.
What in the gay hell are you doing?
Giving my acceptance speech.
You haven't won anything.
True. But I may never find myself in front of a podium like this again. So I'd like to thank the Academy and my sweet little gray-haired grandmother and all the crazy kids down at the duplex. That's so crazy.
You've been snorting the eyelash glue again, haven't you?
Boom, boom. Just look at them all. Just hanging on my every word. When will this chance come again? I have to grab it where I can get it.
You've been making a career of grabbing it where you can get it.
Well, welcome to Off Broadway.
Come on now, we got a job to do.
I'm just warming up the crowd.
They're plenty warm. Look at them. They've been sitting out there for an hour and a half already.
Yeah. It is quite the little shoe. I think I saw Roma Torre out there somewhere. You're so marvelous on New York 1.
Just get on with it, Eve Harris.
All right. Keep your tits on. We are here to present the inaugural Doric Wilson Independent Playwright Award. Presented in honor of the late playwright, director, and producer, Doric Wilson. Doric is considered by many,
especially Doric himself,
to be the first resident playwright at the Cafe Chino.
He was a founding member of the Circle Repertory Company.
And he founded the original Tassos Company, which was the first professional LGBT theater in New York City.
Doric was a great friend of the Off-Broadway community and the New York Innovative Theater Foundation in particular.
Over the last 50 years, until his passing at the age of 72, he was responsible for some of the most important work produced in small venue theater in this city, including his landmark 1982 play, Street Theater.
A retelling of the 1969 Stonewall riots, which included many memorable characters.
Including us!
Speak for yourself, Blondie. You're a character. I'm a personality.
Don't look now, but your personality is leaking birdseed all over the stage.
Ooh! You know, Seal, you're a real drag.
Hold it together, girl. We're just getting to the good part. More than anything, Doric was an unflagging supporter of the next generation of American playwrights.
His mission was to encourage new voices in the American theater.
He nurtured the talent of those unique playwrights who exist just outside the mainstream.
The playwright selected as the first ever recipient of the Doric Wilson Independent Playwright Award is someone Doric knew well.
And liked.
And if Doric liked you, he liked you.
She is a writer of singular vision and unparalleled ability.
And she's a sister.
Now, not only is it a great honor, but the Doric Wilson Independent Playwright Award comes with a substantial financial gift.
How substantial? Ooh!
That's a lot of vodka stingers.
Uh-huh,
You know what I'm saying?
all right.
On behalf of the New York Innovative Theater Awards, we are happy to present this award to
Donetta Lavinia Gray.
Oh, wow. Oh, it has my name on it and everything. I'm going to savor that because I will never have an introduction as good as that, ever. So thank you. The greatest joy in receiving this award is being able to say thank you to Doric one more time. He was the first person who called me playwright, and I actually believed him. And I felt it when he told me that. I felt it in my soul, and I owned it. And I think that the IT Awards embodies Doric's spirit to a T, because tonight we validate each other and we say, keep going. We encourage each other. Your work is valid. Your voice is valid. And that's what Doric did for me. So thank you, Doric. I have to thank my theater communities, my theater families, Coyote Rep, Tossus, and especially Kathleen Warnock, who has read and or seen just about everything that I've ever done. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to thank every living playwright that I've worked with as an actor, because I stole some stuff. So thank you for that inspiration. I'm just saying. Thank you. No, but it really was a classroom as an actor to be around playwrights like Lisa Crone. Thank you very much. And just to see their process, because I actually integrated that into my work. So thank you so much for that. And thank you to my IT Award family and the committee. And this is the first playwriting award that I've ever gotten. And I'm so glad that it has Doric's name on it. Thank you so much. Good night.
This next presenter, I live next to Lips, so I'm totally used to this thing. This next presenter has done many productions with Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, which combats Mitt Romney's new charity, Broadway Causes AIDS. So it's a good cause that we're fighting against that. She's also known for her work on Broadway. Most recently, she starred as Judith in Bethulia with Charles Bush. She's worked with Tweed Theater Company, and she's here for you now. Give it up for your next presenter, Jen Cody, everybody. Jen Cody!
I feel like Alice, who's just fallen down this rabbit hole into this like vibrant, crazy world of drag queens and puppets and unicorns, and oh my gosh, thanks for having me. I have to say I had the pleasure of working with the incomparable Charles Bush, and every night he would bow and thank the audience and say, you know what, I just wanted to put on a play. And it was a really good reminder of what we do, why we do. So I thank him for that. Anyway, John Gielgud was once quoted as saying, acting is half shame, half glory. Shame at exhibiting yourself, glory when you can forget yourself. To audiences, the lead actor and actress nominees were nothing less than glorious. Their tremendous talent and skill enabled theatergoers to forget not only who they are, but forget themselves as well. Transported by the actors' subtle characterizations and bold choices, the nominees are:
Outstanding Actor in a Lead Role, Adam Berry, Dust, Tenement Street Workshop in association with Incubator Arts Project. Hunter Canning, Dust, Tenement Street Workshop in association with Incubator Arts Project. Carl Gregory, From White Plains, Fault Line Theater. Greg Horton, A Man of No Importance, The Gallery Players. Brian Miskell, 83 Down, Hard Sparks in association with Horse Trade Theater Group. Charlie Owens, A Man of No Importance, The Gallery Players. Aidan Redmond, The Real Thing, Boomerang Theater Company.
And the IT Award goes to Greg Horton for A Man of No Importance.
You too. You were good tonight, Carney. This is actually the very last thing I was expecting tonight, so I'd like to thank everybody. That way I won't forget anybody. I'd like to thank my agent, which I don't have, so... Having said that, I'd like to thank the IT Awards for this great honor. I'd like to thank the entire Off-Broadway community, including Gallery Players, Theater 1010, Theater 2020, New Media Rep, Prospect Theater, all the theaters that keep me alive. I'd like to thank Robert Jones, our producer, for everything producers do that I don't have to worry about. I'd like to thank Hans Friedrich for letting me ride this bus. I'd like to thank Christine O'Grady for pretending I can dance. I'd like to thank Julianne Merrill for teaching me all the right notes instead of the ones I wanted to sing. I'd like to thank an absolutely amazing cast. I have rarely worked with a cast with this much depth and this much strength, and this wonderful piece about the transformative art of theater in the most ordinary lives. I'd like to thank especially my fellow nominee, Charlie Owens, because your performance was the heart and soul of this production, and allow me to be the first to tell you that you were robbed. I'd like to thank my partner in crime, Renee, for boob grabs, for books, for endless conversations about the merits of Strawberry Orange Crush cordials. Outside of that, I'd like to thank my mom. My sister reminded me today that a year ago tonight I was at her memorial service in North Carolina, and we were going through her belongings, and she instilled in me a love of theater that is there to this day. And last but never least and always most, I'd like to thank my partner and best friend and love of my life, Roxanne Kramer, for the last 22 years for letting me be your Cyrano. 6 years ago, I stood in front of a crowd like this and said I didn't believe I could ever love her more, and I was so young and naive. All I have to say is I love you. It's not enough, but it's all I have. Thank you again.
Outstanding Actress in a Lead Role, Melody Bates, 83 Down, Hard Sparks in association with Horse Trade Theater Group. Renee Claire Bergeron, A Man of No Importance, The Gallery Players. Cassandra M.J. Lawler, The Runner Stumbles, Retro Productions. Charlotte Pines, Callus Cad, Tom X. Chow in association with Kim Katzberg. Laura Ramaday, Exit Caroling, Sans A Productions. Christina Ship, Ajax Interact, Flux Theater Ensemble.
And the IT Award goes to Renee Claire Bergeron, a man of no importance.
Well, looky here, what do we have? Another pretty thing ready for me to grab. But little does she know that I'm a wolf and she's golden, 'cause at the end of the night it is her I'll be holding. I love you so, hey, that's what you'll say. You tell me, baby, please don't go away. But when I play, I never stay. So every girl that I meet, yeah, this is what I say. Run away, baby.
Thank you. I'm very overwhelmed, so I'm really glad I have this piece of paper. Thank you, New York Innovative Theater Awards, and congratulations to all the nominees here on your outstanding work this season. Thank you, Robert Earl Jones, our producer, and our director, Hans Friedrichs, our choreographer, Christine O'Grady, our musical director, Julianne Merrill, assistant director, Patrick Hunter. Thank you, Heather Kern and Neil Freeman. Thank you to my two leading men, Charlie Owens and Greg Horton, who share the stage with me every night. We had an amazing cast. Our musicians, our stage managers, our design team are all top-notch. And most of all, thank you, Mom and Dad. This is for you. Thank you.
By the way, I know there's a lot of you who are still nominees. You don't have to thank your agent. It's a Jewish holiday. They're not here. So, happy Yom Kippur, everybody. Our next presenter co-founded BAD. It's an acronym, the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, which is a relief to me that they didn't go with their first name, the Bronx Institute of Talents, Culture, and Heritage. The good part about that joke is the smart people got it right away. There's a couple people who are just laughing now as they're like, for the past 14 years, he has been the co-founder and artistic director there. He is a Bessie Award winner and has been presenting dance throughout the world for the past 25 years. His queer Puerto Rican dance play, Super Me Lleva Dios, I hope I got that right, even made it from the Bronx to venues like Dixon Place here in PS 122. Please join me in welcoming dancer choreographer Arthur Aviles, everybody. Give it up for him.
It's great. Pleasure. The movement of bodies through space is one of the oldest and most universally understood modes of performance. Movement conveys meaning, and modern choreographers have at their disposal as extensive as vocabulary from playwrights and poets. The nominees in this category have created soliloquies of motion, epics of gesture, and sonnets in swords play. The nominees are
Outstanding Choreography Movement, Jessica Issa Burns, for Black boys who have considered homicide when the streets were too much, Modern Day Griot Theater Company. Lee Sunday Evans, The Deepest Play Ever, The Catharsis of Pathos, Collaboration Town. Christine O'Grady, A Man of No Importance, The Gallery Players. Joe Osheroff and Evan Zess, Homunculus, Reloaded, Homunculus Masked Theater. Lauren Sharp, The Complete and Condensed Stage Directions of Eugene O'Neill, Volume 1, Early Lost Plays, New York Neo-Futurists. Turner Smith, Romeo and Juliet, Northwest Passage.
And so the IT Award goes to Joe Osheroff and Evan Zess.
Where's that puppet? Thank you so much. It's good to see you again. Thank you to the IT Awards for acknowledging our little show, and congratulations to everybody else out there. We are so excited to be here. Evan and I had a very strange winter where he was subletting a room in my apartment, and it's amazing what you can come up with when you're drunk.
Two depressed guys in their 40s living together in the winter in Queens came up with this show. And I just want to say, I think it's kind of ironic that this is for movement, right? On the way up here, I pulled a muscle in my neck. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
All right. Our next presenter spent years writing and directing shows on the Lower East Side that, in his own words, no one ever saw. Then one day, the right people saw his Shakespeare's R&J, and it became the longest-running Romeo and Juliet in New York history. It actually ran for a year. That's the longest-running production of Romeo and Juliet. It was a year. There was a production of Hamlet that actually lasted a year, but it was one. That was just one performance. It was a year. It felt like a year. He's had a good run since working in New York and around the country. Missing his off-Broadway roots, he recently started his own company, Breaking Bread Theater. Please welcome Joe Calarco, everybody. Give it up for him.
They're freaking out in the wings because I'm going to go off script for a second, but it's I wish these existed 15 years ago because I'm having flashbacks of working my own light board at Expanded Arts on Ludlow Street. And I think I was more fearless then. So anyway, we directors are demanding creatures. We want the lights to come up on the 3 count, but the music to go down on the 5 count. We want actors to walk and talk at the same time. How dare we? We want the set finished before opening, the props to be functional, and the costumes to be character specific. We want all the elements of production to work together in a cohesive manner, and the nominees in this category worked tirelessly to make that happen. But what the director wants more than anything is to be invisible. Not me, but whether you're showing off or not, though, we do want, I think, all our hard work to create a seamless theatrical experience. The nominees are
Outstanding Director, Kevin Leibson, Demon Dreams, Oni no Yumi, Magic Future Box. Christopher Lohr, the complete and condensed stage directions of Eugene O'Neill, Volume 1, Early Lost Plays, New York Neo-Futurists. Joe Osheroff, Homunculus Reloaded, Homunculus Mask Theater. Alex Rowe, The House of Mirth, Metropolitan Playhouse. Aaron Rossini, Frogs, Fault Line Theater. August Schulenberg, Ajax in Iraq, Flux Theater Ensemble.
And the IT Award goes to, winner again, Joe Osheroff, Homunculus Reloaded.
Okay, getting ridiculous. I've never won an award in my life. I've never been nominated for anything in my life. So I'm filling my quota right now because I don't know when it's ever going to happen again. Thank you. Is Donetta Grays out there? Yeah, go Eaters, right? Ready to represent. All right. My God, thank you guys so much. Kevin Leibson, I don't know if you're here. I actually owe this to you. 4 years ago, he asked me to put a mask show together for his Halloween show at the Tank. I had 10 days to do it. I was like, no. But then I thought about it, and we did it, and it sort of gave birth to our company. So, Kevin, wherever you are, thank you. And again, I really owe this more than anything else to my company of actors. I couldn't ever even think about doing this without you guys. We are a collaborative team. I just come in with some masks, and you guys make the rest. And I also thank you so much to Evan Zess, also my assistant director. Strange as enough as that winter was, it was really nice to be recognized with some of these awards. Thank you, IT Awards. Thank you guys so much. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the presenters for the Cafe Chino Fellow, indie theater producer Amanda Feldman, and Rising Sun Performance Company artistic director.
We are really excited to be here this evening to recognize one of the most diverse and respected companies working off-Broadway, and a company that truly knows the meaning of the word community.
This year's Cafe Chino Fellowship Award is being presented to the Astoria Performing Arts Center, also known as APAC.
Since it was founded in 2001, APAC has been producing exceptional theater in Queens. APAC has a comprehensive repertoire that they produce plays and musicals, new works and revivals, full productions, and stage readings.
They use theater to engage with and contribute to their community. They offer free theater programs for children and senior citizens. They perform in a neighborhood space that they reinvent to meet the needs of each show. However, they aren't just part of that community, they create community, attracting theater artists and enthusiasts from throughout the city and growing a local audience following.
They have become an important part of the indie theater community, working with hundreds of theater artists and participating in community organizations and events. This scrappy and adventurous company pushes the limits of what a theater its size can achieve, and consistently exceeds the expectations of critics and audience members alike.
Here to perform the APAC song by Matt Chet are 8 alums of past APAC productions.
If you don't know us, then here's a go.
We started 12 years ago, raising and staging our scenes.
We got a lot of unique people.
We're not just for Greek people, also serve seniors and teens.
APAC. Our musicals are widely renowned. APAC.
If you can find us, you'll like what you found.
We go way back, and our impact has been great and profound. We're a theater community, not the other way around.
We tend to live on our side of the river, what Manhattan can give you, but cheap.
With great acting and writing, we are always exciting, so we promise you won't fall asleep. I mean, we're not Nostradamus, maybe we shouldn't promise. Fuck it!
Make a promise we'll keep.
Memories you'll never erase. Yay for
If you disgrace us, we'll return the embrace. We're a theater that's for easier home, not the other kind of place. I'm so sorry.
but it was right, maybe you hate us.
So I bet you wouldn't. But if you never try us, then you'll never know.
And if they'd ever deign to take the energy train,
I bet Brantley and Asher will
Would see every show at
Donna and Hannah, the children of Eden, and the hands of God reading. We love performing, but we've done it and known it. And those are both days you should never disperse. We can milk lemonade around the corner. History's made.
in Astoria.
We're theatrical euphoria. We do great theater in Astoria.
In the gym of a church.
On behalf of the New York Innovative Theater Awards and the Honorary Awards Committee,
in recognition of years of outstanding work, their dedication to their craft, and their devotion to Astoria and to the off-Broadway community,
we are honored to present the 2012 Cafe Chino Fellowship Award, which includes a financial grant to the Astoria Performing Arts Center.
We have a theme song. And if we hadn't gotten the Cafe Chino, we wouldn't have. So thank you, Matt Schatz, for that. We would like to thank the New York Innovative Theater Awards for this very special honor. It's lovely to have APAC as a company recognized and to be in the good company of past and future Cafe Chino Fellowship recipients. This award means a lot to us. Look at them all looking at me. This award means a lot to us because we're being honored for the values that we hold most dear. So community is a word that we keep hearing tonight. We're so proud to be part of the community that tonight celebrates and proud to bring this to Astoria and share it with our community there. If you don't know us yet, I hope we'll get to know you soon. Please come and visit us in Astoria. As you heard in the song, if you embrace us, we'll return the embrace. Thank you.
Give it up for APAC, everybody. That was awesome. That was like the Queen's version of a chorus line. That was amazing. By the way, do we know what show they're auditioning for in a chorus line? Here's a fun game. Next time you see a production of a chorus line, pretend they're auditioning for like Wonderland or some terrible show that lasted for like no time. It makes the show so much better that they're fighting over like Mad Hatter #2 in Wonderland. It's so much more fun. This next presenter is the midday anchor for New York One, but more importantly, she's a highly respected theater critic, which means I'm not going to say a single thing snarky about her. She's the best, ever. You may know her as the award-winning theater critic and news anchor for New York One News. I am so nervous. But our next presenter's roots began in theater trenches. She made her acting debut as the Pittsburgh Playhouse as Royal Child No. 8 in The King and I, and moved on to featured roles in several off-Broadway productions, including Stella in Streetcar and Rachel in Lanford Wilson's Ludlow Fair. Please welcome the gorgeous, beautiful, and extremely talented Roma Torre, everybody. Give it up for her.
I am not the enemy tonight. I have a confession to make. Coming over here, I had sort of a wardrobe malfunction, and you might have noticed it. It's actually my upstage leg, but see that? I got a terrible run in my stocking. And truth be told, New York One doesn't pay very well. We are sort of the off-Broadway of the TV news business. But like you guys, we have something in common because we work twice as hard and we're just as good as the big guys, right? All right, well, okay, on with the award. Anyone who's ever tried to divide up a bar tab between a large group of friends understands that some groups of individuals work much better than others. So it goes something like this. Okay, should we all chip in equally? No? Okay, well, what about splitting the calamari and the wings? No. Oh, the vegans. Hank. Okay, so then at this point, maybe somebody's going to say, well, I don't do tipping, right? Has that ever happened to you? But it's at some point, eventually, some very generous soul plunks down a credit card and says, all right, I've got it all covered. And so that ends the discussion once and for all. But not all groups are so lucky. So the nominees in this category do excel at working collaboratively to create a unified vision that has resulted in very memorable theater. And the nominees tonight are
Outstanding Ensemble, the complete and condensed stage directions of Eugene O'Neill, Volume 1, Early Lost Plays, New York Neo-Futurists. Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant returns in The Mothership Landing, Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant in association with the Irondale Center. 83 Down, Hard Sparks in association with Horse Trade Theater Group. For black boys who have considered homicide when the streets were too much, Modern Day Griot Theater Company. Homunculus Reloaded, Homunculus Mask Theater. Urban Odyssey, La Mama Experimental Theater Club in association with Loco 7.
And the IT award goes to the Mothership Landing, Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant.
Thank you so much. We feel honored to have been nominated along with so many inspiring companies. And our ensemble is more than the actors, so this award also belongs to the directors and designers we've collaborated with. In addition to the acting ensemble members listed, I'd like to include founding member Tommy Gissendanner and the following affiliated Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant performers: Jesse Gustafson, David Brown, Pierre Dene, Rohan Kimmel, and Joan Jubette, and our own Jen Scooter Caster, who is much more than our production manager.
And we also want to thank Vinny Olivieri, who wrote original music for the show and didn't know that he allowed us to use it in the show for years, and he's never properly been thanked for that. So publicly, Vinny, thank you. And if we made programs, you would be right in there on the top. We also want to thank our wonderful company of nurses, and if you've seen the show, you'll know what that means, who over the years have lent their talents and energy and washed countless dishes. Galen Koch, Gabby Rodine, Dion Atchison, Caitlin Cornelius, Caitlin Kelly, Missy Crum, Stephanie Wilbert, BC Miles, Elizabeth Kelly, Arielle Descouteaux, and Olivia Hayes. And lastly, since our show is a communal dining experience, it truly would not be an event without the tremendous generosity of our audience, many of whom are here tonight. And if you've come, thank you so much. And so thanks to everyone who came to see the show and made us feel so supported. Thank you.
All right, we are actually in the home stretch a little bit, so keep those tweets coming at Harrison Comedy, at NYT Awards. I know Justin Badger tweeted about one of our founders' coats. You can touch it, is what he said. Take it as you will. He said it was very fuzzy. See, social media really helping raise the level of discourse. Our next presenter chaired Community Board 1 for the past 7 years and is now a candidate for Manhattan Borough President in 2013. She has been when you're voting and you're like, Barack or Mitt Romney, you're like, Barack. And you're like, who are these people? find her, and then click. Okay. She has been a dedicated, unless she's Republican, then don't. I don't know. I should have Wikipedia'd this first. She's lovely backstage. No, she actually is really amazing. You should vote for her. She has been a dedicated supporter of the arts and convinced this is true, she convinced the Lower Manhattan Development Corporation to disseminate over $80 million in community and cultural grants. She also exposed that the LMDC was sitting on over $250 million, which she then got allocated to build the World Trade Center Performing Arts Center. So give it up for that. That's pretty incredible. $250 million. That's like 2 Spider-Mans, people. Please welcome Julie Menon, everybody. Give it up for her.
Thank you. Let me just say I'm an avid Democrat. I just have to get that out there. Aren't we all? Performance art is a term that many of us find difficult to define and often, if pressed, uncomfortable to discuss. That suits performance artists just fine. These brave individuals create works that ask us to truly question our own comfort zones, our fundamental ideas of who we are and what it means to create. And sometimes you even get snacks. The nominees are
Outstanding Performance Art Production. The complete and condensed stage directions of Eugene O'Neill, Volume 1, Early Lost Plays, New York Neo-Futurists. Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant returns in The Mothership Landing. Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant in association with the Irondale Center. Empanada for a Dream, Ballybeg and Terra Nova Collective. Endure, a Run-Woman Show, Collision Productions. For black boys who have considered homicide when the streets were too much, Modern Day Griot Theater Company. Homunculus Reloaded, Homunculus Mask Theater.
And the winner is The Mothership Landing, Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant in association with the Irondale Center.
Hi, this is super cool. Yeah, come on back, guys. I just want to really thank the New York Innovative Theater Awards for bringing together this wonderful room. And for all that you do to make us take pride in one another's work, and for paying such close attention. I think 4 or 5 years ago, Shay Gines wrote a blog about us that's still one of my favorite pieces of writing about what we're doing. First of all, I need to thank this family of mine, the acting company of Connie's Avant-Garde Restaurant. One of the lesbian brothers talked about a happy accident, and right here, this has been a happy accident that has informed my life in very surprising and all-consuming ways for 6 years. So thank you. Thank you. And thank you for your patience with me as I figured out how to be a producer of this wonderful creature that we made. For the Irondale production, I'd like to thank Terry Grease, Michelangelo DeSerio, our guest directors, our guest director Paul Bargetto, Mike McGee, and Heroic Stage Management from Diana Jeezy. This award also belongs very much to our resident director Cynthia Crute, and our resident designers David Barber and Jeanette Yu, and our resident production manager Dan Castor. This team of 4 people took a piece of theater that had been written by 9 opinionated actors and furthered it to a point where we could tour it and work with outside presenters. For the Irondale production, I'd like to thank Aya Ogawa, Erwin Chen, and their son Kai for letting me into their apartment for 2 weeks where I prepared moussaka for 1,000 people in their kitchen. Thank you. I need to thank our partner venues who display outrageous courage and risk-taking anytime you let in our incredibly logistically complicated and undefinable production. Opera House Arts, Judith Jerome, Linda Nelson, and David and Carol Richards for providing the conditions under which we began this crazy experiment. The Bushwick Star, thank you to Noel, Sue, Jay, and all of the roommates in the apartment across the hall while we took over their kitchen for 2 years. To presenters Robert Lyons of the Ice Factory Festival and Ari Barbanel of Oberon, which is the American Repertory Theater's club space. If Bushwick was our first developmental home, where to go from there but Cleveland. Thank you to Cleveland Public Theater and Raymond Bobkin for providing us our second developmental home. Thank you to Jennifer Cook of the Field, I'm almost done, to Paul Bargetto and the Underground Zero Festival, and that cooperative of independent theaters is another wonderful family for me. And as Peter Lettra described before, this play was forged in collaboration with our audience. Thank you for helping us, and thank you for making this. And you vegans out there, I know who you are. Thank you.
Our next presenter is Diane Paulus. She actually told me backstage that she's planning on using me in her next Broadway production. This is absolutely true, so please make sure you blog, tweet, and include it in any write-up of the show that was a direct quote, that I will be in her next Broadway production in a starring role. Put that in your articles. I really need this. She's also the artistic director of the American Repertory Theater at Harvard University. I went to Harvard as well. I only bring that up because of my girlfriend. She's imaginary, but definitely a girl. And she reminded me of Harvard, right? Because she was expensive and tough to get into. But she was well endowed, so that was good. No, so we have a connection. She's great. She recently directed the Gershwin's Porgy and Bess. Anybody see that? It was unbelievable. It won a Tony Award for Best Revival of a Musical. She also is behind The Donkey Show, which is a disco adaptation of Midsummer's Night Dream. Has anybody seen that? Also wonderful. Her other recent works include the Public Theater's Tony Award-winning revival of Hair. 3 for 3, everybody. All amazing. She was recently awarded the 2012 Founders Award for Excellence in Directing, very well deserved, from the Drama League. Please welcome Diane Paulus, everybody. Give it up for her.
Hi. So happy to be here tonight. The story of a bus conductor in 1964 Dublin who is struggling with a secret. A collection of modern love stories and songs and stories told on Valentine's Day. A multimedia chamber opera where the audience becomes detective, judge, and jury for an unsolved murder. An adaptation of a beloved 1911 novel. A stranger from the sustainable city of the future tells the tale of how his nation was founded. A piece that takes on issues such as stereotypes, bullying, and popularity, all underscored by music. All of these ideas were expertly examined this past year on stages throughout off Broadway, even in the face of limited budgets, time, and resources. The nominees tonight brought wonderful stories told through the unique style of musical theater to audiences all across New York, and New York became the better because of it. The nominees are
Outstanding Production of a Musical, Lovesick or Things That Don't Happen, Project Y Theater Company. A Man of No Importance, The Gallery Players. Miranda, Miranda Co. in association with Here Arts Center. The Secret Garden, Astoria Performing Arts Center. Unveil Brazil, Full Stop Collective. Up to You, Tada Youth Theater.
And the IT Award goes to Miranda, Miranda Company in association with Here Arts Center.
did not expect this at all. I know everybody says that, but I really didn't. And I actually sat right dead center, so you know that I was not thinking I was going to get up anytime soon. There are so many people to thank. This project took about 4 years of my life, countless Indiegogo and Kickstarter begging to people that I went to high school with who maybe remember me when I had my bowl haircut and plastic glasses. So I would like to first thank Here Art Center for allowing me to pitch them a show about a steampunk opera with people in corsets and Hindustani music and other things that didn't really make sense. And I would like to thank the director, Rob Reese, all of the designers, Nick Francone for lights, Matt Schloss for sound, Jackie J costumes, Lauren Yalango for choreography, our stage manager, Christine Pinn, our cast, Pat Muchmore, Drew Fleming, Jeff Hudgens, Ed Rosenberg, Rima Fand, Jerry Miller, and my sister who flew here from Portland, and everyone who's put up with me begging them for money over the last 4 years. Thank you all, and thank you everyone here. I don't know you all, but maybe I'll get to meet you later. Thank you.
Our final presenter. Are you applauding because you know who it is or because it's the final one? Oh, there's people in the front. What? How did you guys end up here? You've been here? No, you haven't. I've been here all night. Am I having a stroke? Your hand is on her. Good for you, man. Yeah. Our next presenter is also a Harvard graduate, 3 in a row. He's the founder of the Shantagar Institute, which promotes the integration of spirituality and the art. And I think he's onto something. I've been to plenty of shows where I've prayed to God for them to be over. You write a joke about the Shantagar Institute. He is an iconic 60s La Mama Encino playwright. He wrote The Serpent for Joe Chaicon's Open Theater, and he is the acclaimed anti-Vietnam War play, American Hurrah, which actually, if you saw Mad Men, you know how they go to a play? That's the play, is America Hurrah, which he wrote. His translations of... that was not a joke, that was real. His translations of Chekhov have been done around the country. His many plays include Tibetan Book of the Dead, Bad Lady, and Light. Last week, he premiered his one-man show, Confessions and Conversations, at La Mama's Ellen Stewart Theater. Please welcome Jean-Claude Van Italia, everybody. Give it up for him.
In direct response to you, the off-Broadway community, the New York Innovative Theater Awards are happy to present, for the first time, 2 new awards, Revival of a Play and Premiere Production of a Play. The producers of off-Broadway understand that sometimes, in order to move the art form forward, we look to the past for inspiration, take a fresh and innovative look at the plays of yesterday, and in their revivals, help shape the work of tomorrow. The nominees are
Outstanding Revival of a Play, Ajax in Iraq, Flux Theater Ensemble, Frogs, Fault Line Theater, The House of Mirth, Metropolitan Playhouse, Poe ×2, Workshop Theater Company, The Real Thing, Boomerang Theater Company, The Violet Hour, the Active Theater in association with Good Productions.
And the winner is Ajax in Iraq, Fox Theater Ensemble.
Tell me that it's evolution.
Thank you, everybody. It's really great to be in this room with so many artists that we care about and respect. I'm both moved and also a little sick, as you're hearing in my voice. I want to thank a lot of people. So much of working on this play about our soldiers' experience in the Iraq War was about that kind of comradeship that comes from adversity, but it can also come from joy, from the joy of making a play. So I want to make sure that we mention everybody, and I'm going to do it super, super quickly. Matt Archambault, Tiffany Clementi, Josh Koopman, Mike Mims, Stephen Conrad Moore, Laurie Parquet, Anna Ron, Christina Ship, Rashana Simmons, Chudney Sykes, Chinaza Uche, Jody, Heather, David, Johnny-O, Will, Kia, Asa, Kelly. That's, I think, everybody. Also want to thank the IT Awards, all of the other nominees. But above all, in this moment, I just really want to thank our soldiers and their families who have had to put up so much during this time of 2 long wars. One of the things that I think theater can do so well is to welcome these soldiers who are coming back, 33,000 now from Afghanistan. There are still 68,000 there. And they need to be welcomed back. They need to be integrated back into our communities. We need to share our stories with them, and we need to make space to hear their stories. There's so much more that we owe them, but this is the thing that we can give them. So I'd like to end not only on a note of gratitude, but a charge to everybody here to think about how in your work you can create room for soldiers, veterans, and military families. Thank you.
We've honored many artists tonight for all of their individual achievements, but we all know that the true measure of a new play is what happens when all of those elements work together to create an exquisitely balanced and unified whole, which takes us by surprise and leaves us better for it. The nominees are
Outstanding Premier Production of a Play, Advance Man, Gideon Productions, Demon Dreams, Oni no Yumi, Magic Future Box, 83 Down, Hard Sparks in association with Horse Trade Theater Group, The Foreplay Play, Caps Lock Theater, From White Plains, Fault Line Theater, A Hard Wall at High Speed, Astoria Performing Arts Center.
And the IT award, the IT award, goes to Advance Man, Gideon Productions.
First of all, Becky Byers is a genius. Flux knows it, Piper McKenzie knows it, Retro knows it, Vampire Cowboys know it, we know it, and if you don't, you should. I'm not saying that directors and producers should cast her in something. I'm saying playwrights in this room should go over and meet her and then write a play for her. Okay. I want to thank the incredible cast, especially Kristen Vaughn, who's so good that she leaked talent all over everyone and made them all better, especially me. I want to thank the designers, and I want to point out that every single person who made this show amazing, outside the playwright and the dude actors, was a woman. We didn't set out to do that, it just happened that way because every single most brilliant person was a woman. I wanted to market that, and they told me to shut up. I need to say that this show would not have happened without Tim Erickson and Boomerang, Heather Kelly, Gus, Isaiah, and the whole group at Flux Theater Ensemble, and Richard Mazda at the Secret Theater. Guys, everyone, seriously, it's not easy, but it's so much easier when you do this with your friends. It's amazing. And Richard is the best theater owner I've ever worked with, which I know is not much of a bar, but I want to thank Sandy Yacklin for being the only person who knows that it's equally important to measure twice and cut once as it is to make your husband spend 2 months growing a ridiculous mustache just so you can take pictures of it. Of course, I want to thank Jordana Williams, Seriously, just obviously I can't say anything. Just ask anyone who's ever worked with her. Every actor, everyone, just ask. I can't say enough. She's the indie theater's Mike Nichols. She makes every actor she works with better. And last, I need to say something about Mac. There is a very large group of people who think Mac Rogers is a very, very good writer. There is a large group, who somewhat smaller, that thinks Mac is probably the best writer currently working in New York. That's including off-Broadway, Broadway, guys who write novels in coffee shops, everyone. Then there is a much smaller group of people, actors mostly, whose lives have been saved by Mac's work. And I'm one of those people, and perhaps the rarest of them all, because he has saved my life twice. So, Mac, thank you for the honeycomb. That's it. Nick and Shay, everyone, thank you so much. We are really going to enjoy this.
Give it up for all of the nominees tonight, all of the winners as well. Thank you guys so much for coming out. A quick thank you to Joe, who's been my assistant backstage, Ian, who's been literally winding up this microphone cord every time I go back and forth, because we don't have a wireless. To Tim and Judy, our director and AD, to everybody backstage, Amy, everybody, we have an amazing group backstage doing an amazing amount of work to make this thing happen and look as good as it does. Thank you, of course, to Nick, Shay, and Jacob. Let's give a hand for them one more time. They are the reason we all get to be here, and now I get to make the fun announcement where our after party is. It will be at Phoenix Park, which is on East 67th Street. That's a block down, between 2nd and 3rd. So it's Phoenix Park. It's 206 East 67th Street. It's $3 pints of Bud Light and Yingling, and $1 off wine and liquor, everybody. So let's do this, everybody. We will see you there. Thank you guys so much for coming out. My name is Harrison Greenbaum. It's been an honor and a pleasure to host. And we'll see you guys next year. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away.